Ah, yes, yes. So yeah, I want to do a piece tonight about my hands, and it's a little bit inspired by these guys called Ren and Stimpy, but you know, hopefully it's not quite as extreme as them. I don't know if you remember the episode, but it's not about that. But these hands have been through so many things. When I was little, they tried to protect me from being hit all over my body, but they would fail, and I would fall to the ground and be whipped. My hands never protected me very well. In fact, my hands, they started to hurt me. They learned how to use pins, and they worked their way up to screwdrivers and got stabby. But sometimes in that it helped me with things, because I was able to put my hand into a vise and then calmly take a Stanley knife and cut out things that needed to be removed with pliers and so forth, and do that without screaming. I was very grateful. These hands have therefore been covered in my own blood. They've been through a lot of pain. They've also helped other things in pain. Getting an owl out of a fence, twisting out the wire, spending an hour gently talking to it. They've helped other creatures, put them out of their misery. They've helped my own daughter not come out too fast. While I was on the phone, blood and goo all over my hands, covered there, calling the midwife. These hands, they've done so very many things for me. They've given me RSI, they've damaged my shoulder, I've typed 1 million, 1 billion characters, I've pressed 1,000 million billion buttons. I've worked these hands. I remember in the glass factory there when I picked up that first piece of glass and it shattered in my hands, and I opened them and they looked normal. And then it was like Sayos. And all the blood just started coming out all over them. And I cut myself to the bone. Swishing around in the fry pan and the hot oil pouring all over them, covering them in big chunks of aloe vera for a week. As I went to work, gooing all over the keyboard. You can't see the scarring. Aloe vera is really good for your hands. More recently in my life, I've been learning how to use them with poo. Getting poo all over my hands. Sometimes with a friend and there are different kinds of poo, but that's another poem, really, isn't it? But these hands, they have been inside people with suppositories. I put a little glove. But there's still the poo. And this last week, of course, yes, they have been covered in poo and things and some vomit, blood. But the most important thing that my hands did was fold the napkins around the forks for the pancakes at the Steiner Fair. Yeah. I did wash them. That's my little piece about my hands.